Good day. I'm Ma'am Romina De Leon and I will be your teacher for this lesson. Our topic will be about adverbs. The objective of the lesson is for us to know about adverbs and use them in narration. Are you ready? Then let's start. We shall start by defining what an adverb is. An adverb is a word or a set of words that modifies or describes a verb, an adjective, and another adverb. It tells us when, where, and how an action is performed, and it indicates the quality or degree of the action. As you can see on the screen, you have there the word adverb, which is surrounded by some of its examples. These are words which we can use in our sentences. Adverb has different types. We have adverb of time, place, degree, adverb of frequency, and adverb of manner. Let us find out more about these types in the next slides. The first type is the adverb of time. This adverb tells us when something happened or is done. We use it at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. Examples include afterwards, already, always, immediately, last month, now, soon, then, and yesterday. We have here three examples. The first one says, he collapsed and died yesterday. When did he collapse and die? Yesterday, that's right. This adverb describes the verb collapsed and died. In the next one, his factory was burned down a few months ago. The adverb of time few months ago describes the verb was burned down. And finally, we have last week we were stuck in the lift for an hour. When were they stuck in the lift for an hour? That's right, last week. This adverb describes the verb were stuck. Did you understand? Good. The second type of adverb is the adverb of place. This adverb tells us where something happened or is done. We use it after a verb, object, or at the end of a sentence. Examples include above, below, here, outside, over there, under, and upstairs. Let's see the examples. In the first one, we can stop here for lunch. Where are they stopping for lunch? Correct. The adverb of place is here, which describes the verb can stop. The next one, they rushed for their lives when the fire broke out in the floor below. Below here tells us where the fire broke out. And finally, the participants can play outside. The adverb of place is outside, which describes the verb where they can play. Is everything clear? Then let's proceed to the next type. The third type is the adverb of degree. This adverb tells us the level of extent of something or that something is done. Words under this adverb are almost, much, nearly, quite, really, so, to, very, and others. Here are the examples. The first one, her daughter is quite fat for her age. What is the level of extent of the appearance of the daughter? That's right. The adverb of degree is quite, which describes the adjective fat. The next one, she was too shy to join the quiz bee. Our adverb of degree is too, which describes the adjective shy. That's the extent of the shyness. And then the last one, the accident victim nearly died from his injuries. Nearly describes the verb died, which tells us the extent of the injuries that he got based on his condition. The fourth type of adverb is the adverb of frequency. These adverb tells us how often something is done. Examples are again, always, ever, frequently, hardly ever, nearly, nearly always, never, occasionally, often, rarely, seldom, sometimes, twice, weekly, and others. Now we have again 3 examples. In the first example, we have, while overseas, he frequently phoned home. How often does he phone home? That's right. The adverb of frequency is frequently, which describes the verb phoned. The next one, he takes his capsule twice a day. Our adverb is twice a day, which describes the verb takes. And finally, we have, she never reads the newspaper. Our adverb is never, which describes the verb reads. Is everything so far clear? Good. The last example is the adverb of manner. This adverb tells us the way or how something is done. Example words would include well, fast, hard, little, rarely, unexpectedly, wisely, honestly, tiredly, impatiently, softly, strongly, and others. If you would notice, majority of our examples would end in the suffix ly. Now take a look at our examples. We have here, he left the room quickly. How did he leave the room? Correct. The adverb of manner quickly describes the verb left. The next one, he plays the flute beautifully. Beautifully, which is the adverb of manner, describes how he plays the flute. And this one is the verb. The last one, I opened the door hurriedly. How did he open the door? Hurriedly is your adverb of manner, which describes the verb opened. Is it quite interesting now and easy for you? Now let's proceed and try to discover another example. Now that we're done identifying the 5 types of adverbs, we shall take a look at our example paragraphs. So we have here paragraph A and paragraph B. So we said that adverbs could add more details to the paragraph that we are writing. But before we identify the adverbs used in paragraph B, let me read first paragraph A. The sounds awakened her, though her sister slept on. She snuck out and hurried, following the noise and the light shining. She looked at the scene that was unfolding before her. Now, let's take a look at the adverbs added in paragraph B. So we have the first one, which is slowly, that describes the verb awakened. And then we also have apparently, that describes how her sister slept on across the room. And then we also have the adverb nearly, that describes the extent of the midnight. And then we have quietly, that describes how she sneaked out across the street following the noise. And we have brightly, that would describe how the lights are shining. And then we have the last one, which is quickly, that describes how she looked at the scene that was unfolding before her. So this is how you would add more details and how you could express your perspective as the writer in your narrations. As we end our lesson, always remember the following things. First, a good way to understand adverbs is to think them as the words that provide context. Second, specifically, adverbs provide a description of how, where, when, in what manner, and to what extent something is done or happens. And finally, normally we can spot an adverb by the fact that it often ends in ly, but there are lots of adverbs that don't end in that way. And now that we are done, you may now answer your module exercises. If there is anything unclear, you may feel free to go back to this video, for you to understand better those that are unclear. And once again, thank you for watching.